Yeah.
What's up, peoples? We're about to go live in just a moment. This is another Quickie Accountability Success Circle. While you're waiting for us, how about you throw in the chat where you are dialing in from?
I see it. I got the notification that you're live.
Whoop, whoop. I want to make sure I got the notification that I'm live so I can see it. We're going to be talking about chilling the F out.
Calming the F down, out and down.
All right, we're about to go live.
Good music.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey!
Yay! That's super fun.
That was fun.
Hi, guys.
What's up, peoples?
Hey, it's another day for a wonderful Quickie and a stellar Quickie.
Yes, yes.
All right, you go.
How are you doing, April?
I'm good. How are you? I'm showered. I'm not in my days for like the first time in a long time.
Yes, I feel clean. So fresh and so clean.
Clean.
And hello to you out there. Now, in case you didn't see the title, we're talking about how to chill the F down. Because show hands, hearts, or thumbs, or whatever. How many people feel a little bit more stressed and anxious than normal? If that's you, let us know, because you're not alone in that regard. There's a lot of stuff that is going on, and we want to give you some.
Lots of things.
Whoa!
Try asking a question.
No.
Alexa heard it.
Oh,
so,
wow!
Alexa knows all about this. They're listening.
I know a lot of things. Did we say echo? Oh, no.
Oh, echo. I don't know. Nonetheless. Surprise! Here we are.
I need to go back and watch the reaction when that, because I'm like, do I like freak out, or am I like calm, or am I like, I don't know. We'll have to see. Okay, sorry.
So
continue.
It's all good. But if you are feeling a little bit more stressed than normal, this is for you. If you are like, how the hell do I navigate what's going on? We may not have answers for that, but we will have answers to help you just get in the right mindset, because I have this belief that the state that you're in will help you make a decision. So if you're in a frantic state and you need to make a decision, you're most likely going to be you're going to make a frantic decision. But if you're in a more chill state, you're going to make a more chill decision. And if you are like sort of on edge, everything is going to be dictated by that. So some quick signs before we jump into this. It's all about our mood. Our mood influences everything. So if you're in a bad mood, and let's just be honest for a moment, we probably all have done this, but when you're in a bad mood, you're more likely to eat less healthily. Bad mood's going to infect your friends, and
contagious.
Yeah, it's very contagious. And the last one is it's going to decrease your empathy. So, if you want to get a little bit more empathetic, we got to chill the F out. So, April, how about you kick us off with the big one? Because this is a little bit more counterintuitive, and I'm excited to dive into this one. So, without further ado, here we go. Number one
is called intentional venting. So here's the deal. So, you know, when you're really ticked off and you're really annoyed and you just want to like vent to somebody or like complain, and complaining isn't the most attractive quality that you'd want to see in somebody, but there is a way where it can be productive. And in that case, I encourage it all the time. So really what it is a venting session, but with this added caveat that you have to practice turning it around into something that becomes a future opportunity, or looking at the bright side of that venting. So I might say, you know, I really, really hate the fact that, you know, every time I'm trying to do a live stream, my kids come into the room, and then I've got to pause and try not to yell at them, and I'm trying to look professional over here, and it's really annoying. And I just made that up because when they don't do it nearly as much. But if I was going to then turn it into intentional venting, I would say, but you know what? This is an opportunity to maybe get creative with how I can make sure that they know that it's not okay to come into my office right now. So you don't see it, but what I actually did as part of this exercise, I wasn't complaining, but I was seeing that there was something that was kind of triggering me or irking me. So I have this sign on my door that on one side it says, okay to enter. And then on the other side, it says, do not enter, live stream in progress. So they know, because sometimes the closed door is just not enough. And so that was my way of doing intentional venting. It's like you have to say this thing that grinds your gears. And we talked a lot about this in the ASC this month as part of our theme, giving us the space to just like vent about the things that we don't like, but making sure that afterwards we think about, a positive about that thing, or we look for something that will lead us to a solution that will prevent us from being triggered in the in the next instance. What do you think about that, Gary?
Yeah, straight up. We can't always be sunshine and rainbows
all
the time.
I've got a kid that just walked in. I'm live streaming. You came through the wrong door. Come back later. I love you.
Heyo. This is called COVID life.
So I guess I have to put a sign on that door now too, so that they know not to enter. But at least you can see from there, so it's not as bad. So I could have just ignored them. But anyways, so that's number one.
Yes, and yeah, it's spot on. We can't be sunshine and rainbows 24/7. We have to just acknowledge where we are, what is our current state, and when done appropriately, it lets you get stuff out. So that's a good segue into tip number 2, and that's all about the meditation. So I'm curious on if you're a meditator or not. If you're like in our sort of circle of influence, you probably have tried some form of meditation. And some people may beg to differ to say, actually, meditation makes you even more anxious because it's all about the like sort of like, oh, am I doing this right? If that is you, then you're meditating wrong. I'm sorry. It is what it is. But if we think about like the whole point of meditation and what the purpose of meditation is all about allowing yourself to get quiet. Taking a moment to just disconnect from what's going on. Focusing on your breathing. Focusing on getting grounded. And when you do that, just whatever it is, breathing, getting grounded, you start to get a level-headedness. Because if you think about, we're gonna go into the science here. You have different states, and one of those states is your sympathetic nervous system. That's the fight, flight, or freeze. And when that is activated, you have cortisol racing through your body. Cortisol is getting you ready to take action on something. So all the blood is going into your extremities. That's why you have a hard time remembering things. That's why you might feel lightheaded when this happens. And that is not a great environment for thinking rationally. It's not a great environment to be in a long state. So you need to activate the parasympathetic nervous system. There we go. And the parasympathetic nervous system is, gets activated when you take a breath. It's triggering your nervous system to say, all right, we can chill. Because yes, there is a lot that is going on in the world, and there's a lot that may be triggering for you or scary for you. But let's just be honest. Right now, in this exact second, right now, are you in any danger? Probably not. However, the way that we think about things, our thoughts become a reality and stuff like that, your unconscious mind doesn't know the difference. Your unconscious mind is like, oh, you're thinking about things that could go wrong, maybe because school's coming up and are you going to have to send your kids back to school, or are they going home, or whatever the case may be. That becomes like what's happening right now. It goes right to the forefront. And that stresses you out. So taking a breath, meditation, whether it's guided meditation, there's apps for that, or just setting a timer. Like, you know what? This is my chill time. I'm going to chill right now.
Chill.
I was talking to a mutual friend of ours, Dr. Marcy, and she was talking about for parents, if you need, you're having a hard time getting some alone time, lock yourself in the bathroom. Don't have a problem to do that. And your kids may be screaming and hollering. She's like, you know what? For that 5 minutes, they're going to be fine.
I'm pooping.
They're going to be completely fine. Right? I know. Say you're pooping. Doesn't even matter.
I'm pooping. You don't want to smell it in here.
Right? Exactly. Do whatever you got to do to give yourself that alone time. And the thing about meditation is just all about centering yourself. And the last thing on meditation I want to get your perspective, April, is meditation doesn't have to be what you think. It's not always the sort of like, oh, nom. There's a lot of other meditation out there. There's walking meditation. There's eating meditation. For me, a meditative state is when I'm building Legos, because when I'm building Legos, I'm completely present on the activity. And yes, when my mind starts thinking about something else, I'm like, oh, boom, get back on what I'm doing. So that's my thought on meditation. What do you think, April?
I agree. Yeah, I have two things that I want to say. One is that if you love the sound of Gary's voice, he's got a couple guided meditations that you should share.
I do. I'll put it in the link. I'll put the link.
I was like, and because normally I listen to Gary as like he's upbeat energy, but I was like, how does this sound with this meditation? It's pretty darn good. So check that out. Number two is, I think, the one big thing about meditation, a lot of times, sometimes, you were mentioning earlier, Gary, that people will say like, something's not feeling right or it's making me more stressed and, you're not doing it right. I think that what's interesting about meditation, and this is somebody who, I don't necessarily love to meditate a lot, and this will go into a segue for our third tip, but, I like to do these alternative ways of creating that meditation. But what happens when you start to get quiet is that you kind of fight a little bit. So it's like your body wants to, resist the temptation to get calm. And that's when you know that it's working, even though it's so uncomfortable. And then you get to the point where like you realize that you either may have dozed off or you got so comfortable. And that's where you know that you've calmed down. So we talk about, Shavasana in yoga at the very end of the workout, you lay down for about 10 minutes and you don't say anything. Half the time I'm totally zoned out, and I can feel myself at the beginning talking through things like, okay, when I'm done with this class, I got to go do this, and this. And then I never remember it by the end of it, because I finally stopped the chatter. Like it got tired and I finally found my rest. So it sometimes takes a little bit of time to get there, but if you practice it, it'll get better. So, all right. Number 3 is my favorite. Gary has to talk about this.
Kick it up. No. You kick it off.
Oh, okay. So the third tip is play, which obviously you see in the background of Gary's, in his background. So one of the things that I want to say about play is that, and I know Gary can say this so much better, but I feel like play is just, it's like the more fun sounding way of just doing anything, right? So if you want to calm down, then go just do something fun. And playing can be, playing a game. It can be, going out and doing something creative, whatever that is going to allow you to feel that joy, brings you back to your child roots. When you do that to the student, I'm like, I can't do anything back to you. Gary is a badass, whatever direction he's in. But yeah, I think that if you are allowing yourself that time to play, as we talked about in our Quickie last week, it gives you this opportunity to rest and calm the F down. And so there's so many different ways that you can play. And what's great about it is that you can define it for you, but understand what's fun for you and go do that. And that's pretty much what play is in my definition. But Gary, what do you have to say?
Yeah, she nailed it, right, everybody? This is what April gets.
I learned from the pro over here that's on my side.
Yeah. So yeah, I have nothing to say. No, I'm joking. I have a few things. One, April hit it. She nailed it. Play is doing something just for the sake of doing it, doing something that you enjoy. And I get it as an adult. as an adult that is busy trying to juggle a whole bunch of things, that is probably the last thing you want to think of. But let me pose this question. Do you want to be effective at what you're doing, or you just want to do it? And when you do play in the sense of, I call it restorative play, rejuvenating play, you are doing it because it has a purpose. That is the important thing about play, is that there's so many different ways to play. But if you're doing it right and you're intentional, it has so many benefits. It reduces stress. It helps with memory. It helps with productivity, and it increases your sex life. It deepens relationships. Whatever the case may be, plays there, but we have a hard time accepting it. So all I'm saying is, how can you just add 5 minutes to your day and do something that you enjoy? And that is play. And if you have a challenge thinking of like, oh, I don't know what play is. All right, it's cool. You're suffering from play deprivation. In the book Play by Dr. Stuart Brown, he talks about that. And he says, take a play history. And I'm going to put a link to a doc that is referencing Dr. Stuart Brown's work. And there's 7 play profiles. I'll put it in the comments. And that is, if you start to look at what is your play profile, you know, me, I am the prankster. I that is like how I play, but that's not everyone's sort of MO, not their flavor of play. Some people, their flavor of play is collecting things, experiences, collecting memorabilia. Other people's storytelling. Some people's very active, very physical play. Those are all accepted. But the thing is that it helps you gel the F down. Mm-hmm. So that is it. April,
Yay.
Bring us home.
Absolutely. And it's 4:30. I've got all my notifications on today. I'm just messing up everywhere. But if you guys are appreciating some of these quick tips that we're sharing, we do this constantly and share a lot of awesome goodness custom to, you know, whatever it is that you need in the Accountability Success Circle. So check us out at www.accountabilitysuccesscircle.com. We are a fun-loving crew of awesome people, and we would love to help you have more fun while getting stuff done. And let's do this. So that's all I got to say. So on to our next Quickie, whenever that is, in a few weeks or a couple weeks, whatever we decide. And summer is just flying by. But make sure that you stay chill and enjoy yourself.
Right. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.